guys, so for today's video I am going to be doing this like silver cat eye design with like chrome stars on it. I saw this a few times on Instagram and I just thought it looked really cool, like with the silver on silver, and then having the cat eye and the chrome together. So to start off, I'm taking this silver cat eye. I think the brand is Miss Cheering. I got it off of Amazon. And I'm just going to apply this to the nails, and then I'm taking my cylinder magnet here and just bringing all those particles up to the surface and just kind of moving them around. However I felt like moving them around on each nail. There wasn't any kind of like specific design or pattern that I was trying to do on each nail. And then once I got the cat eye how I wanted it, I did stick it in the lamp to cure. I think I might have done like a 30-second cure in between each nail. I might have done a 60-second, but I think I did a 30-second cure in between each nail, just so that way it would cure and the magnet particles wouldn't revert back to their original state. And then once I got all of the nails painted with this cat eye, I did do a full 60-second cure just to make sure that everything was completely cured. And I did do 2 coats of this cat eye just because it is pretty sheer and see-through. I mean, it's pretty much just a clear polish base with the silver magnet pieces in it. So I did do 2 coats of this just to make the silver and the cat eye pop out a little more than it was with just 1 coat. So once I got all the Cateye done, I went in with the anti-chrome matte top coat from Ballpit and applied this to all of the nails. I've been using this for a few months now for isolated chrome designs, and it works really well. I really like it. Prior to this, I was just like wiping the sticky layer off of the base color of the nail and then doing my isolated chrome designs like that, and that works pretty well as well, but sometimes it doesn't work super good. Sometimes when doing the like wiping off the sticky layer method, it does still, like, the chrome does still stick to places you don't want it to stick sometimes, so that was really annoying. But I haven't had that issue with this matte top coat at all. It does work really well for isolated chrome designs. So if you are looking for a matte top coat that works really well for isolated chrome designs, I definitely recommend this one. So I just went ahead, applied this to all of the nails, and then cured it for 60 seconds. And then to paint on the stars, I'm using the Emo Black Liner Gel from Ballpit. I use this for pretty much every isolated chrome design that I do. It works really well. I mean, you can use whatever you use for isolated chrome designs, or like whatever you use for doing chrome. You could just use a plain, like, regular top coat, like shiny top coat that you use for chrome. But if you do that, the chrome is going to be sheer and like see-through. You're going to see through it because chrome is see-through. So for this particular design, I probably wouldn't use just a plain top coat. I would use something with like color in it, to so that way the chrome does look more solid and it's not see-through. So like you could mix in black gel polish into your top coat and then paint your stars on like that, but I do feel like the Emo Black Liner Gel here does work really well for isolated chrome designs. Like I said, I use it for all of my isolated chrome designs. So I'm just going in and painting on the stars. I only do one star on each nail, and I kind of do them in like different locations on each nail, so they're not like in the same spot on every nail. They're kind of in different spots, just to kind of give each nail its own, like, I guess, personality, if you will. So that way it's not just the same star in the same spot on every nail. It does kind of give a little, different on each nail or whatever. But anyhow, after I get the star painted on, I do go ahead and cure that for 15 seconds. And then I take my silver chrome and one of those little sponge applicator things and rub that on. And then I'll use this little fan brush here to dust off any of the excess chrome powder that is on the nail. And then once I get the chrome on, I do cure again for a full 60 seconds since I did only partially cure this black polish to get the chrome on. And if you are only partially curing gel to get chrome to stick, you do have to stick it back in and cure it for the full time, so that way you don't have any uncured gel left on your nails. And it will cure because, like I said earlier, chrome is clear and like see-through, so it's not going to have any issues with curing, even though once you do get it on, it does look opaque and like it's not going to cure. Like what's underneath isn't going to cure, but it does, because if you've ever taken chrome and put it on just a clear nail and you use clear top coat with it, you are going to see that it is sheer and see-through, so the light will penetrate through and cure what's underneath. So yeah, and especially with this black liner gel here, it is on the thicker side, like all liner gels are, but it is a little bit thicker. It is super opaque as well, and it is black, so you really do want to be making sure that you are fully curing it, because, you know, black can be a little difficult, like the darker colors can be a little difficult to cure. And like I said, since I only partially cured it to get the chrome to stick to it, I do want to make sure that I put it back in the lamp to cure for the full 60 seconds to make sure that everything is completely cured. And I just went through and repeated this process on all of the nails. So drawing on the star, curing it for 15 seconds, rubbing the chrome on, dusting off the excess, and then curing it for the full 60 seconds afterwards. And now I'm going in with the Jinbei Crazy Top in Standard and applying this to all of the nails. I have recently been liking using this whenever I do isolated chrome designs. And I have mentioned this in some of my previous videos where I've done isolated chrome designs about this. I do like using this potted top coat instead of like a regular top coat that's in a bottle, because I can use a separate brush for this and I can clean it out really well to make sure that all of the particles, like the chrome particles, if there's any that get stuck in there, I can make sure that they get cleaned out and aren't still sitting in the brush. So if I do use it for something else, it's not contaminating that polish or that design or whatever with little chrome particles like it would if you were to use, just a regular top coat. You do tend to have you have to have a separate top coat specifically for chrome, because you do tend to get those little particles in there. But that's why I like using the potted one, because like I said, I can clean out this brush. Also, if any of those little particles do get in the top coat, like in the jar here, it does all just sink to the bottom, which I do feel like it probably sinks to the bottom in a regular bottle as well. But at least with this one, you can actually see that they have sunken down to the bottom and they're not just floating around. So you know that you're not going to have any contamination and have random chrome specks throughout your set once you top coat it. But after I get this applied, I do go ahead and cure for a full 60 seconds. And this is the finished result. I really like this set. It's very different compared to what I usually do. Because, I usually do super bright, colorful stuff and stuff with a lot of things going on, a lot of different designs. But this one is just kind of plain and simple. You have the silver Cateye background with the silver star on top, and it's really nice. It does still give that super extra kind of flashy feel because of the Cateye and the chrome, but it's not so in your face with different colors and different elements going on. It's just the same thing all the way across. Which is kind of nice to switch it up a little bit here and there, do stuff that you don't usually do. And sometimes you surprise yourself and really that. But I also really like the monochromaticness of this set and how it's the silver on silver. I think that's really nice too. I do really like monochromatic kind of things and themes and stuff. I think it's really cool just to see one color being used in all the different shades of that one color. It's really fun, but I do really like this set, and I really love how it looks here under the flash. Cateye always looks really good under a flash. But I feel like this set, this kind of design is going to be really popular here this year, just because of the Cateye and the chrome. Those are super popular on their own, but combining them together looks really cool. And then with this design, you can do all kinds of different shapes and colors and combinations and stuff. And I just feel like this is something that could be super popular in this upcoming year. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.